Alright, it is Universal Studios time. A little bit of an impromptu live stream for Mario Day and the last day of Fast and Furious Supercharged, which is on the studio tour. So the studio tour is not closing, but just a part of it because they're going to be making another Fast and Furious ride. So welcome. As we stroll through this New York set facade.
And Chucky, thank you for wearing the birthday hat. You look very nice. Dressing up for the party.
Great performers up there. Alright, and Donkey from Shrek, and the upcoming Shrek 5.
There we go, Felico. See you later, buddy. Bye, buddy.
Alright, so straight ahead is the new Fast and Furious ride that is being built. It won't be ready until next year. But it looks pretty fun. Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. Alright, so making my way. We're going to start off with the studio tour for one last ride of the Fast and Furious Supercharged. And then after the studio tour, we're going to celebrate Mario Day with going through some of the Super Nintendo World.
I know, at work.
We have a 2-for-1 day. Heading on over to the studio tour. Might as well stop at the board and see what's in production right now. It's a nice board. It actually is fairly accurate at times. So they've got some shows: Lopez vs. Lopez, E! Entertainment, Access Hollywood, The Voice, Bel Air, St. Denis Medical, Hacks, and Ted are currently in production. Here. So you might get some glimpses into those productions. And there's sometimes just kind of random things. I know one of the streams that I did here, maybe it's the only one, it was a commercial. Not super exciting, but still, a commercial. A nice day in Southern California right now. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. So we'll take the sunshine now.
for hop on the tram. Studio tour lasts about 1 hour. 1 hour
And
tram
it
tour.
can.
No bathroom stops.
Dude, it
Flight
can last an
English
hour.
is continuous. There's no schedule or set time for Flight English Kids Party. And food and drinks are allowed. Yes, you can. Enjoy food and drinks on the tram. If you want to grab something, snack station is open on your right-hand side as well.
Explosion probably for the Waterworld show. Very nice. No line. One of the reasons I'm going to do this first is it'll have a low weight right now. Can let them go. I have a plan. That way they get a little bit of a pick of seats, which is a good thing. I believe what's happening is it's an electric tram and they are charging it. They have some induction chargers right underneath there. It's like they're getting ready to go, which is good. It should be on the next train. Almost ready to go, baby. Close the doors. I think that tram's going, and then the next tram will come up, and we'll get to board.
Let's get out of here, bud.
Come on, down, grab one of these stars. This is a seat. Some of the seats I usually like, which is why I'm grabbing it. And also, I will say, once the studio tour starts, not going to be speaking much. Just to let the tour guide do all the talking.
Alrighty, good morning everybody. Welcome aboard the world famous Universal Studio Tour. Thank you for joining us. I'm Casey, I'll be your guide. We'll be taking off here in a bit. Before we get going, I want to make sure that everyone has a pair of 3D glasses. If you boarded and did not get 3D glasses, let one of our staff on the left-hand side of the tram know. They're going to be coming by to close the side gates, do some other checks. They can get you some glasses before we take off. And when it comes to those 3D glasses, we actually only need those twice. Once for King Kong 363D, also for a portion of Fast and Furious Supercharged. We'll let you know when to put them on, but we do need to get them here in the loading area. Also, once we're underway, the running time for the tour does kind of vary, depending on how the traffic runs out there. Usually, though, it's somewhere between 45 minutes and 1 hour, somewhere in that time frame. So do get comfy. We'll be together for a bit. Also, if you're traveling with very small children, like 2 years old or so, we do suggest they're seated a little more toward the center of the row, at least one seat away from the outside gates. That's just for their safety. Also, there is a few portions of the tour which can at times be a little too intense for some of our younger park guests. Just a heads up on that. And there is some production going on the lot today that is going to impact the tour. Our upcoming Peacock series, The Burbs, starring Keke Palmer, is doing some work on Colonial Street on our backlot. Colonial Street, a nice little residential street that for 8 years was Wisteria Lane. It was home to the Desperate Housewives from ABC. Now, we're going to be passing by the Colonial Street area. When we do so, this will actually happen a couple of times, we're going to be going through what are called quiet zones, which don't mean a lot for you. They just mean that I go off the microphone, so my lovely amplified voice doesn't bleed onto their soundtrack. Turns out they hate when that happens. We'll deal with that once we get out there, but I want to give you a heads up as we're loading here. Anywho, as we're making our way through the loading process, we'll take a look at a little day in the life of Universal. A lot goes on.
I've been hearing that for 11 years, so I'm going to feel old.
out there to Day in the Life Universal. Looks like we are pretty much loaded here. So in just a little bit, the gates are going to be coming down on the left. Watch your arms and legs when they do so. Also, if you just joined us, make sure that you have a pair of 3D glasses. Didn't get them, let someone on the left know. They're probably in blue and khaki. They can get you a pair before we take off.
Real smooth.
You go with me all the way here. What is good news, button?
Alright, almost ready to go. Like, what's up?
I get older, they stay the same age.
Why didn't you say something before?
I know things.
I gotta tell you, fellas. The big king, gigahertz, microwatts, come on, get into the time of you guys.
Hi, Coach Glass. My name is Nicole.
True? You lie. You run.
Hey, Grandpa, I'll have a chalk malt. Have out the chalk money and milk for school tomorrow. Maybe so, Doc. There were 4 rats in there when I saved my life. I never thought anybody'd find me here.
Ah, yes, so young, so young. And all right, gang, we got the clearance to leave. That's what we'll do. Wave goodbye to the folks on the left. We are out of here. And as we depart, let me introduce you to my special virtual co-host on the tour this morning. You know him from Saturday Night Live, even more so as the host of The Tonight Show. It is Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there! You made it! Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Casey.
And the greatest driver.
Andy.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Casey.
it owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Yes, as we get rolling here, a few quick safety rules. First, if you need guest assistance or if you have a medical emergency, if you drop something about you off the side of the tram or you notice any significant audio or video issues, reach up and grab the red cord that runs along the center of the tram ceiling, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it is safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio is private property. And if any time during the tour you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. Also, please, no smoking of any kind on the tour, and be prepared. Our tour does feature loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, many water effects. Wind your cameras and cell phones out for great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. Finally, for your safety and those around you while on board the tour, we ask that you do not use selfie sticks. All right, with the safety rules out of the way, we're making our way down the hill past the Universal timeline. You'll see a lot of the great films Universal has produced throughout the years. On the left, you can see a lot of construction going on. That is, of course, for our upcoming Fast and Furious roller coaster, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, opening up sometime next year. I'm looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun. Also, as we make our way down the hill, coming up on our right, we're going to going to be passing by Fire Station 51, which is a real working air station on our lot. It was actually to leave the real world behind and continue on into the over the front lot. It houses the majority of our sound stages. In those stages, we can create any environment that the story demands. Up ahead of us will be a great example. Soundstage 12. It's actually our oldest and largest soundstage. It's been used by numerous productions throughout the years, and we'll take a look at a few of them here. Film of 20 all the way back in 1912, then moved west. We actually began making movies on this property around 1914, though our actual official grand opening date was March 15th of 1915. So in 5 days, we'll more or less turn 110. Not too shabby. As we round the corner here, coming up on our left, one of our larger front lot sound stages, Stage 14. One of its most recent credits, our Peacock series Bel Air, starring Jabari Banks and Ollie Sholaton. Stage 14 was not always Stage 14. On occasion, the stages can be renumbered. Stage 14 was originally Stage 27, then it became Stage 21, and well, now it is Stage 14. Back in 1995, it housed Mission Control for Apollo 13, directed by Ron Howard and starring Tom Hanks, Gary Sinise, Kevin Bacon, and Bill Paxton.
Realism was an essential element for Apollo 13. After all, we were recreating an important moment in American history, a moment many Americans witnessed on television. We thought about filming in Houston, Texas, where the original control room for the Apollo missions still exists. Unfortunately, NASA's engineers didn't have filmmaking in mind when they built Mission Control. Since there was no room for the elaborate camera cranes and tracks we needed for the shots, we had to build our own Mission Control. Everything had to be exact, even down to the tiniest detail.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. Coming up on our right, you want to wave hello to a couple of the minions, having a little late morning fun, toilet papering the Illumination Entertainment sign. They're always up to a good bit of mischief, and they do seem pretty proud of their handiwork. But the minions are not the only crazy characters who hang out of this neck of the woods. We also have Ted. He's going to be coming up on our left. See that Ted is enjoying a nice beer, probably in celebration of his series on Peacock. He recently completed production on season 2 of his show, as he decided to celebrate with a cold one. As we pass by Ted, coming up on the right is the Bud Westmore building. You might be saying, who is Bud Westmore? Bud Westmore was a makeup artist. The Bud Westmore building actually has no makeup in it. It houses our lighting department. There's also a mill in the back where they build sets, but no makeup. Back over to our left, we're passing by some bungalows. They house the production offices for writers, producers, and directors who have a development deal with us at Universal. We're going to be passing our most historic bungalow, Bungalow 5195. Currently, it's home to the De Laurentiis Company, but years ago, belonged to Alfred Hitchcock, who directed such films as Psycho, Vertigo, and The Birds. Hitch likes to make cameo appearances in all of his films, and in this clip, you can spot him in action. So this is Hitch's old spot here at the left. Kind of got the UPS truck out front there. You'll see his profile next to the bungalow numbering. They still got a little tribute to him there. And then finally on the left, we get to the last two of our front lot sound stages, 25 and 26. 25 over the series Lopez versus Lopez, starring George Lopez, also his daughter Maya Lopez. Next door on stage 26, the show St. Dennis Medical, starring David Allen Greer and Wendy McClendon Covey. They were recently picked up for their second season. As we pass by these stages, we're going to be kind of crossing over an imaginary boundary of sorts. We're going to move from the front lot into the back lot. Back lot is where we shoot the big stuff, big exterior shots on a very large scale. As we enter the back lot, on the left we'll catch a little bit of the metropolitan area. We'll get back to that in a bit, but for right now, we're going to head up the hill and pay a visit to King Kong.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
And the road through Skull Island does get a bit rough, so just a reminder to remain seated, hang on. You definitely want to hang on to all your personal belongings, all your Harry Potter wands, iPhones, Mario and Luigi hats, all that kind of good stuff. Hold on tight. Here we go, on the way to Skull Island. show, King Kong 360 3D. That epic battle that we just witnessed was done on some of the world's largest digital 3D screens. They are 40 feet tall, 180 feet long. The film itself utilizes some of the most advanced technology in filmmaking today. Of course, done by Peter Jackson and his team at Weta Digital. Hold on to your 3D glasses. We do those one more time near the very end of the tour. We come back down the hill. We're going to make our way, I believe, through a small section of the Metropolitan sets. As we make our way off the hill here, on our left you'll see the entrance to New York Street, the main thoroughfare that runs in the middle of the Metropolitan sets. You'll see that New York Street's got a bit of curvature to it. It's built on what is called the banana curve, so that way when you're looking down New York Street, pointing a camera down New York Street, the street looks like it's a lot longer than it actually is. Looks like it just kind of keeps on going forever. A lot of the structures here in the metropolitan area are what we call facades, meaning false front. We just build the fronts and sides. Only what the camera needs to see, your imagination will actually fill in the rest. A lot of the facades will look like they're made out of brick, stone, and mortar. That's not the case. Quite a few are actually foam, rubber, and fiberglass. We have a wide variety of facades to portray a wide variety of time periods from the late 1800s through to present day and even a little beyond. You can pretty much use them for whatever we might need. Making your way to a little section right now called London Square. Also, as we kind of make our exit from London Square, you'll see it gets pretty bricky here at the left. Not terribly exciting, but we can use an area like this to portray the outside of an industrial type setting, like a factory or a warehouse. Some of the recent productions to utilize the metropolitan area include a continuation of the Quantum Leap series with Raymond Lee and Ernie Hudson, our Peacock series Ted, our Peacock series Bel Air, and every once in a while the American Ninja Warrior will come through. Also on the right, mural featuring our famous Universal movie monsters. This was done back in 2018 by a gentleman named Tristan Eaton, who was a Los Angeles native. He does have murals in a number of cities around the world. And Mr. Eaton did that mural freehand with spray paint. The guy is quite talented. Back over to our left, we'll pass by some of our newer backlot sound stages. Stages 30 and 31 are home to The Voice. You'll see the Voice logo out in the lower corner there of stage 30. Down the road a little ways in stage 33 is a new Reba McEntire series called Happy's Place. Also stars Melissa Peterman. Also on our left, a little body of water called Park Lake. Now today you might catch some ducks and or geese out there paddling around and having a good time. Back in 1954, Park Lake was used to shoot a few scenes for one of our classic monster movies, Creature from the Black Lagoon, which last year celebrated its 70th anniversary. And the ducks out on Park Lake, just a small sampling of the wildlife on the back lot. There's also deer, coyotes, squirrels, skunks, rabbits, raccoons, a lot of lizards. There's a bobcat that runs around out here from time to time. I'm telling you, in addition to movie and television production, the Universal backlot is a real wild kingdom. Also in the Universal backlot, the world is, well, pretty much right around the corner. That's how we like it. It's pretty convenient that way. Coming up ahead of us is our European sets. They're affectionately known as Little Europe. Not too long ago, Little Europe was used extensively for The Good Place with Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. We do have access to Little Europe on today's tour, so we're going to come in for a closer look. We'll actually kind of wind our way right through the middle of it here. And as we do that, let's see how it was used for The Good Place.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here.
And I'm actually going to pause it right about there because the yogurt shop that you see on your screens as we wind our way through here, we're going to be cutting off to the right. But coming up on the left, this little structure with the double doors that are closed and the nearby mobile lamppost. Yeah, this was the yogurt shop on our left-hand side.
Bad place?
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Yes, they had a good time at the Good Place. Also note about Little Europe, it is where a lot of our famous movie monsters got their big breaks in the 1930s and 40s. Guys like Frankenstein's monster, Wolfman, and Dracula prowled the streets of Little Europe in our movie monster heyday.
When we think of Universal, we think of monsters.
Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein,
The Mummy,
The Hunchback of Notre Dame,
The Invisible Man,
Phantom of the Opera. Classic films. They're just brilliantly made.
that Frankenstein image, flathead, balls. It's one of the great icons of the world.
That to me was like the essence of the Universal horror film. I was just mesmerized by Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie really scaring me.
They still ring in our memories now, and we love them.
Yes, indeed we do. Our monster movies of the 1930s definitely helped keep the studio afloat during the heights of the Great Depression. And one thing those early monster movies often featured, other than, of course, just the monsters, was usually a group of angry villagers out to bring the beast to justice. Frankenstein's monster in particular did this quite a bit, but the Wolfman had evaded posse or two in his time as well.
What is it now? The monster. He's in the woods. Get out the bloodhounds. Raise all the men you can, lock the women indoors, and wait for me. Are you ready? Take your torches and go!
So yeah, there they go, the torches, the pitchforks, they even got the dogs out.
Why don't you shoot him?
Yes, they had good fun And then finally about Little Europe, it is where, at least partially, our very first Academy Award-winning film was shot, which was the World War I drama All Quiet on the Western Front, won the Best Picture Award all the way back in 1930. Since that time, we've had 10 more Academy Award-winning films produced by Universal. As we've made our way out of Little Europe, on the left, lovely California ranch-style home. For a long time, that was part of the setup for the Hallmark Channel show Home and Family. A little more recently, it's been used by our Peacock series Bel Air. The ranch house, by the way, is a practical set. That means it can be used for interior filming as well as exterior. It's not a facade structure like what makes up most of the metropolitan area where we were a little earlier. And as you're probably suspecting, we are going to be making our way back indoors. Got stage 50 up ahead of us here. Now, stage 50 is kind of special because it is one of the few multi-level sound stages in the world. Don't see that too often. Also, by the way, just in case you're wondering, for stage 50, you do not need your 3D glasses. You're good without them. This stage was closed for a while recently, undergoing some refurbishment. That refurbishment has been completed, and now production has resumed inside of the stage. Though you'll notice we're ignoring these caution, filming in progress signs, as it has come to us that the production currently using this stage, I guess they had a long weekend or something, so they have Monday off. And that allows us a chance to head inside here and take a look around. That looks like they're going pretty heavy on the old subway theme, and looks like, according to the signage here on the right, we've made our way off to San Francisco. Now, one thing that we do not want to do while we're in stage 50 is touch anything. This is a hot set, basically. Okay, alright, hey, a little seismic activity, hopefully just a quick tremor, but you never know. So, alright, well this could be the big one. Everybody, please remain seated and hang on. Tidal wave, the earthquake attraction, opened up back in 1989, so it turns 36 this year. Now, as we exit the earthquake attraction, we're going to come out onto Steven Spielberg Drive. We're going to head up the hill and pay a visit to Jaws, but this is the portion of the tour, this is one of two portions of the tour, where I do have to go off the microphone for a bit. We're just down the hill a little ways from the burbs, so I'm going to keep it a little quieter for them. So I'll be off the microphone for a bit and back on just as soon as I am able to do so. Alright, as we exit the Jaws Lake area, can jump back on the microphone here. That's our first section of the Quiet Zone complete. Making your way down to Old Mexico, used in numerous productions throughout the years. Feature films like Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Three Amigos, Fletch Lives, Nacho Libre. Also on TV shows like Amazing Stories, ER, Without a Trace. But today, while we're here, we'll have a bit of a weather effects demonstration. You'll catch some occasional lightning flashes done with high-intensity flash bulbs. A little thunder and audio effects done through speakers. And here is your rain. Sprinklers high overhead shoot water up into the air. The water comes right back down. Gives you the illusion of falling rain. So, no matter how many consecutive days of sunshine we might have in Universal City, we can make it rain and thunderstorm whenever we want right here on the back lot. And it is nice in the warmer summer months when we come down here. It's nice to get a refreshing shower, kind of cool off for the remainder of the tour. But regardless of when we're here, we don't want to stick around too long. You might notice we're in a low-lying area at the bottom of a hill. Too much rain can potentially cause certain problems like a flash flood or a mudslide, so you need to be mindful of too much rain. It's flash flood time. Water gets close. Look out. And that is our flash flood on the back lot. In 2002, used in the film Big Fat Liar with Frankie Munoz, Amanda Bynes, and Paul Giamatti. Giamatti and his stuntman getting the last part of that. Across the border, so to speak, from Old Mexico to one of our western sets. We're entering 6 Points, Texas. One of our famous movie cowboys that moves through 6 Points at one time or another. Talking about guys like John Wayne, Jimmy Stewart, Clint Eastwood, and Woody Strode. Now, the area gets the name 6 Points because many, many years ago, like 100 years ago, in our silent filmmaking days, we could shoot 6 different movies in here at the same time. We would just dress each street to like a different town. Each street had its own bank, its own sheriff's station, its own saloon, and its own hotel. While we're here, we'll take a look at a few of our famous Western stars. Decade, probably the biggest production to have utilized 6 Points, the feature film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino with Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt starring. If you've seen the film, it's from the portion of the movie where Mr. DiCaprio's character, Rick Dalton, is guest starring on the television series Lancer. we'll make our exit from the Wild Wild West. We've kind of circled around a bit, so we're going to be coming back out onto, we're coming back out near Park Lake and then circling around even more to get back onto Steven Spielberg Drive and head up the hill. So we are going to be heading back into that quiet zone. And while I'm able, I'm going to bring up Mr. Spielberg via clip. He's going to talk about how he was involved in the development of the Jaws attraction we experienced a bit earlier.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal. They were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the crab. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on the Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark didn't work much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1970.
Getting that desert or quiet zones to accommodate birds. Kiki Palmer working back down the hill there on Colonial Street. Gonna make our way off of Spielberg Drive here for a bit. Make our way past some picture cars. A picture car is any vehicle on a set that can be seen by the camera. Our vehicles have become just as famous as the stars who have driven them, and over the years, they've grown bigger, badder, and faster as movie audiences have embraced their need for speed. A lot of good ones here. Magnum PI's Ferrari, Biff's convertible from Back to the Future, a Jurassic Park Jeep. Flintstones made some donations. Fast and Furious vehicles, Whoville cars, Transformers, all kinds of good stuff. As we're around the corner from that, we're going to find ourselves at a very historic and honestly kind of creepy set, the Bates Motel. In the distance, the Psycho House. These are two of the oldest freestanding sets in all of Hollywood. And well, 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 look who's out and about today at the Bates Motel. Norman, who is, got something going on in the trunk there.
Alright,
well now he's leaving. Now I'm curious about what he could be up to. Okay, well, I'll tell you what he's up to. He's not paying attention and moving a body in broad daylight in full view of 136 people. Norman Yeah, Norman, we've been out here for a while. We saw everything, so... Okay, you know what? Maybe it's best if we just check on out of the Bates Motel. Norman, not exactly happy to see us. Alright, we'll leave Norman behind, continue up the hill towards the Psycho House, past our official replica of the Hollywood sign, in conjunction with the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Now, when we pass by the front of the Psycho House, you want to look to the upstairs window, the upper left face. You should be able to wave hello to Mother. She's often up there watching the trams go by. She doesn't get out much. Also, not a big believer in moisturizing, but to each their own. We'll pass Mother, continue into another fantastic set, the incredible crash site from Steven Spielberg's version of War of the Worlds at theaters back in 2005, starring Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning, Tim Robbins, and Justin Chatwin. And in case you're wondering, yes, this is an actual aircraft, a 747.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down the right end of the neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep concentrating. Listen now. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Got them closed? Robbie, get in. Get in.
This is one of the largest sets ever constructed on the Universal backlot, but despite the use of the life-size realistic set pieces, the film did feature over 500 effect shots, more than Mr. Spielberg had ever used before. We'll come back out onto Steven Spielberg Drive, and now we're going to take you through Jupiter's Claim, the actual sets used in the production of Academy Award winner Jordan Peele's most recent film, Nope. Taking you right to the middle of the area, and even add in a few audio effects. And who better to tell you about this setup than the man himself, Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park. Picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Well, a little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Well, it's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind...
Alright, we mosey on out of Jupiter's Claim, and we are very near the end of the tour, but we are going to be heading indoors one more time, this time into Sullivan Truck Repair. Just received a special communique from a good friend of the tours, Agent Hobbs of the Diplomatic Security Service. He informed me that someone on board our vehicle is a government witness, and that particular government witness is being tracked by a very dangerous individual named Owen Shaw. So, suggested that we move indoors, kind of hide out for a bit. Fortunately, and a few of his close associates have offered to lend us some assistance. Very nice of them. While we're hiding out, we'll have some cool vehicles to look at.
Put your glasses on, Ollie.
And as I understand it, here in this moment, Pierce, now when he gets here, he's going to...
Pleased to meet you.
Alright, give it up for Supercharged.
Well, good job, everybody. You protected the witness and you can resume breathing.
You know, it's crazy out there. You guys ride hard. Respect. No, my Mona Lisa got messed up a little bit, but it's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it.
They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
And just in case you were unaware, today is the final day of operations for Fast and Furious Supercharged. So that means that you were among the last guests to experience the original attraction here on the backlot. Of course, we're getting ready to open up Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. It's a roller coaster next year. Gearing up for that. To stay up to speed on that, visit our website or our socials for updates. Also plan to come back this April and May to celebrate the best of sci-fi, fantasy, gaming, and anime at our all-new Universal Fan Fest nights. Experience your favorite franchise every event night all in one place. To find out more and purchase tickets, visit UniversalStudiosHollywood.com. Into the unload area. Once we get stopped, the studio tour ambassadors are coming by to open up the gates on the left. Watch your step when you exit. Make sure you have all your personal belongings. Go ahead and take your 3D glasses, toss them into the bins on the way out. We would appreciate it. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the rest of your day here at Universal Studios Hollywood. We're open until 7, or excuse me, until 6. Got a little overzealous there. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you've seen the biz, that is a wrap. We'll see you in the movies.
That was the Universal Studios Studio Tour, and the last time on Fast and Furious Supercharged. So right now, I'm going to proceed on down to Super Nintendo World for a little bit of Mario Day fun and shenanigans. See what all to do there. Hopefully catch Mario himself. We'll see. Hopefully it wasn't too choppy or laggy in the Fast and Furious portion. I'm going to try to make a separate video at some point that I've taken before. Put it up here in the channel. which then I'll just briefly mention might as well. Segue in that way to subscribe. One, because you never know when they go live. Sometimes I don't even know until the day of, like today. And the other reason is just being able to put some videos up. I will be doing that from time to time, especially about art. That's my forte, art history. And there's actually a lot of art history in theme parks. Believe it or not. As well as just art in general, fine arts, performing arts, culinary arts. Alright, made it to the top of the studio tour stairs. View of Hogwarts there. Going back through Springfield.
Hey, Rob.
Alright, and proceeding on down the escalators. And then to Super Nintendo World. And the future roller coaster off to the side here. That they are currently constructing. Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift coming soon. Consuming next year. In the meantime, slowly making my way down to Super Nintendo World, of course, like I keep saying. Not much to do on the escalators, so that I just mentioned that.
Again, no
Do you have the nice, beautiful view of Burbank in LA? think is home to most of the studios. It's not Hollywood that houses most of it. It's Burbank. Burbank, California. Heading on down for Mario Day. It is Mario Day today, March 10th.
When on the escalators, please hold the handrail at all times and attend children carefully. For their safety, children are not permitted to ride the escalator in strollers. Also, there is no smoking release. As you step on the escalators, please stand in the center of the step, keeping your feet forward and avoiding the sides. Face forward at all times when on the escalator and remain standing. For your own safety, please do not sit on the steps. Thank you.
A little bit more escalators. A little bit more.
The escalator steps are approaching. Hold the handrail and face forward at all times. The escalator steps are approaching. Hold the handrail and face forward at all times.
Might as well mention, I am a travel agent. I can help you book tickets. I can help you book vacations to the theme parks, including here, Universal Studios. And then also Epic Universe, Universal Orlando. It's opening soon in May. That's going to have a whole Super Nintendo World much bigger than here. So if you just go to that link, you can fill out a no-cost form, no cost to get a quote. I can help you out. Help you out with tips and planning, all that good stuff. Just thought I'd mention. Alright, one more to go down on the escalator. A couple of the ride, all that fun stuff. Here we are, Super Nintendo World for Mario Day. Here we are, Super Nintendo World for Mario Day.
Oh shoot, what?
Look at the. All right. So I think Mario and Luigi should be coming out any moment. It says they're going to be there at 12:30. So might as well wait here. The line's a little bit long for getting into it, but wait and see if Mario and Luigi come on out.
Not for me.
Lots happening in Super Nintendo World. It's a pretty fun area. Lots of games, lots of fun things to see. Some food, which looks like the times are much later, so probably won't get a chance to go in there. Oh, you can see him coming on out. Here he comes. Here he comes. So both of them, Mario and Luigi. There we go, Mario and Luigi. Happy Mario Day, everyone. Alright. I'm actually heading up. Actually, the one game I'm thinking of doing is having technical difficulties. Actually, there is another up here. We'll see. But activate a little fun thing. There we go. All the fun stuff to do. Up the stairs. There we go, change camera. Knock a brick down. Collect all the stars there. Yep. All the coins for that one. is not giving me any coins. I do have the band. So, this is one of the newer games I just installed not that long ago. Alright, let's give it a try. Get this guy ready, maybe. There we go. That is it. That is it. For that one. It does. Might as well collect all the coins. Got more of the Super Nintendo world. Got a swamp challenge in there. It's actually a pretty hard game, especially to do by yourself. It's good to have somebody else. Let's go take a look at the 1-Up factory. As they also kind of dodge people. One-Up factory, all the fun merchandise, all the Mario merch. So this one does have Universal Studios Hollywood on it, and I imagine when Epic Universe opens they'll have their own. I will say that on there. Might even be out already. I know they're selling some of the merchandise over there. Mario sweatshirts, some headbands. Alright. you got some Pikmin up there if you can see them. Pikmin, another vine forming for Princess Peach. Watching where they go. Always be careful. Watching where you're going. Know there's a lot to see in theme parks. Public service announcement is there's a lot to trip over too. Toad is really fun. He's always great to see. With a bit of a view of Super Nintendo World. Mostly thought I'd go around and show a little bit of the games. There's Piranha Plant 1. It's a little hard to do with the camera, I will say, on my own. But yeah, I wanted to come in, show Mario and Luigi, since it's Mario Day.
Hey, hello. Oh, you look beautiful.
Mario, such a nice guy. As I make my way out, just want to say thank you for joining me. Whether or not you're watching live or as I finish up the stream afterward. Thanks for joining in. As always, be sure to subscribe because you never know when someone might go live, when another video pops up. Sometimes it's hard to tell. And so it's good to subscribe. You can get notifications. You can see it come up. Especially on occasions such as this, for Mario Day and the last day of Fast and Furious Supercharged. Which again, hopefully was alright. I know it had a little bit of a bad connection. Try to finish out over here. They actually let me through.